What's up guys, Huso7 here, and today I got a video for The Division. There's a patch that came out today, March 22nd, and this is for game update 1.0.2. So the patch is now live, and so I'm going to take you through some of the changes and what you need to know. So first you can see right here under gameplay that named enemies will now drop better loot in challenge mode than in hard mode, and that's great news because challenge mode is really tough, and so you want to make sure that you're getting rewarded for getting through challenge mode because that's going to be really tough. To accomplish those. So I haven't put any videos out about challenge mode, but once I do, I'll talk more about that. But it is very challenging, just like the name says. So it's going to be nice that you can get some more loot. Next, you can see that there's a cooldown period for so you can't be like stun locked. And so what happens is you can throw these turrets down that can just kind of like stun people over and over again. And so now the cooldown period is going to prevent you from just being stun locked, so you can break and you can run away from those turrets if you need to. Now this is a big one. The next item, you can see that named NPCs will no longer respawn after being killed in the open world. Now you can see it says no longer respawn ever again. So this will prevent situations where player were able to kill the same NPC over and over again. So they're referring to the Bullet King. If you guys are familiar with that, it was a glitch, exploit, I don't know, whatever you want to call it, where you could run up, you could kill this named enemy. He'd drop some Phoenix credits and some loot. You pick it up, and then you just you'd kill yourself, respawn at the safe house, run back, and kill him again, over and over and over again. Well, now that's fixed, but the way that they fixed it, they didn't add a cooldown timer or anything. Now the way it's fixed is that once you kill an NPC, they are gone. So if you kill them, they're kind of like a world boss, but once you kill them, they're dead, they're gone. You can collect their loot, but that's it. You'll never be able to farm them again in the open world. Now, keep in mind that this is not true for Dark Zone. So Dark Zone named enemies are still going to respawn just like regular on their server timer, but it is going to affect open world, so that's not going to happen anymore, which is an interesting change. I didn't know that was going to happen. I thought maybe they'd just add some kind of like global cooldown, but this is how they want it to go. Alright, next is a change where you can see how the weapon talent trained. So that's a talent that can roll on some of your weapons, and now you see that trained has been changed a lot. So it can now only roll on shotgun, marksman rifles, and pistols. It could previously roll on any weapon, including assault rifle or SMGs, but now you can see that the bonus has also been changed. So it's been reduced from, it used to roll sort of like a range 1 to 5, now it's a constant 0.1%, so that's kind of like a big change, but I guess it helps with balancing. And you can see that now the trained talent has been replaced with responsive talent, which lets you do damage when you're getting closer to the target. So that actually is pretty good on SMGs. SMGs typically you run, at least I do, you run closer to them. I almost treat them like shotguns or something. But you can also see that it says for SMGs, LMGs, and assault rifles it will be replaced. So if you had a weapon that had trained on it, it is not going to be on it anymore. When you boot up the game, don't expect to see it. It'll have been re-rolled with a random talent. So this applies. You can see it says applies to existing weapons. So if you had trained, sorry, it's not on your weapon anymore if it's an SMG, an LMG, or an assault rifle. Now, a lot of these next things are just issues, they're just bugs that were fixed. You can look through them if you want to, but nothing like crazy, no like major game-breaking exploits or anything that were patched other than kind of the open world boss that you could kill. But let's talk about some of these Dark Zone changes. So Dark Zone changes I'm very happy about. They're well overdue. So first you can see that players can heal other neutral players in the Dark Zone with the first aid or the support station. So that's cool. If you're just kind of like helping people out, you can throw down the support station and you can start helping. You can start healing other human characters. This next one is a great change. I'm very happy about it. Players can now fast travel to Dark Zone checkpoints, but only when coming from outside the Dark Zone. So that's great, because the way that I typically get to the Dark Zone is I fast travel to the subway morgue mission, and then I just run over. It's like it only adds like 30 seconds or something, but I love that we can just fast travel directly to the checkpoint, because we can fast travel to any checkpoint. And so depending on where you want to go, you can just fast travel up to the checkpoints. That's going to give you better access to vendors. That's going to give you better access to the specific Dark Zone area that you want to go to. So that is very good. I'm really happy about that. Next, you can see that the Dark Zone disconnect timer has been increased to 30 seconds. So basically what that means is that if you're just standing there and you log out, you don't actually immediately log out. There's a little timer that ticks down before you officially log out, and you can see that has been increased now. So not really going to affect that much, but if you just rage quit and shut down, your character's just going to be standing there for 30 seconds and you'll be still at risk of dying during that time. All right, this next change, this is more of just like a fix or like a bug. It doesn't actually really change anything. But you can see that items extracted in the Dark Zone are now properly marked as new, and so that's good news, because if you pull them out of your stash, it didn't always mark them as new, and so you didn't necessarily know what you pulled, but you just had to look at it when it was coming out of the stash. So again, not a huge change, but it's nice that they have that in there. Now this is a big one, which is going to be good. Players killed in the Dark Zone will now drop ammo, medkits, and grenades. So I made a video showing about how to make like an unstoppable rogue agent, and one of like my biggest issues is actually running out of like medkits and ammos in the Dark Zone. So now you won't really have to worry about that. If you kill enemies, you'll be able to pick up and just keep going, even if you're like a rogue agent on a manhunt. So that's awesome. And these are some changes now too. Players killed in the Dark Zone will lose less Dark Zone funds and experience. Oh, long overdue. You can see it says rogue and non-rogue. There have been times that I've been on a manhunt and I have lost almost 20,000 XP and credits, and I've lost like 9 keys. Okay, it doesn't mention keys in this, but regardless, like that is a lot of XP to lose. You lose like a whole level, sometimes even more. It's just crazy. It's just, if you die as a rogue, it's just like the penalties, it's just not worth it. The penalties are so high. So this is going to encourage more people to go rogue, and it's going to make the death penalties not as severe. So that is going to be much better. And you can see that they've also increased the experience rewards and funds for both surviving rogue and killing rogue. So again, we're probably going to be seeing more rogue agents, and if you do, get out there and get them killed, or if you're a rogue, get out there and survive, because that's going to get you more of the funds and experience, which is good, because again, it's just not really worth it right now to try and pursue those, but now they're going to make it worth it. So you'll be able to get increased funds from that, which is much better. You can see here in the patch notes that these are all crossed out. This is going to be coming later. They added it into the patch, but then it was causing some issues, and so it has been removed from the patch. And you can see on Twitter that they talked about that, so that is going to be out of the game. At least for now. It'll be coming back at a later update, but it is not going to be actually taking effect here. If you're at the high-level Dark Zones, you can see that there's an increased drop rate for high-end items and high-end division tech from the named NPCs. Remember, named NPCs will still spawn just like normal in the Dark Zone. That change above was only for the open world, so that's good news. Here you can see that the improved Dark Zone chest quality items. So those rank 30 boxes will now drop purple instead of blue, which is great, because those boxes you have to be rank 30 to get anyway, so it makes sense that they would drop the rank 30 like required items. So that's wonderful. And now you can see that it says key chests now have a chance to drop high-end gold items. Awesome, awesome, awesome. It's really great to see that. We even saw in, if you remember, at like the E3 demo, someone ran up and looted a chest and looted a high-end gold item. That's great that now we'll actually be able to do that ourselves. So that is a wonderful change. I'm really happy with all these Dark Zone. I have basically spent the majority of my time in the Dark Zone, so I love all the patch here for the Dark Zone. I love all the changes. So there you have it. There you go. That's what's coming in this patch. I think it's a great game update. It's going to help the players in the open world. It's going to help the players in the Dark Zone. Wonderful patch, really impressed with it, and I'll be sure to be hopping in game today to have some information on my Twitter about exactly how some of these things now work, if they work differently. So there you have it. That's a Division video. It ended up being a little bit longer than I expected, so if you're still watching, thanks for sticking around until the end. Be sure to subscribe to stay up to date on all my Division videos. I'm going to have a lot coming out in the next few days, and I'm going to make some specific videos about some of these changes to the patches. So there you got it. Thanks so much for watching. Appreciate it.